Shalom. First, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Lakakadash. I want to say double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect out there, and following the lamb whatsoever you goeth. Yeah, I was watching this video. As you can see, I haven't watched all of it, but I just kind of I'd seen it before and I re-watched it just to go over certain notes. I've taken some notes on things that were said because I don't want to play the video and then get the video, taken down or whatever, reported. So, as you can see, I've left a still there. You can go on the video and check it out for yourself. The channel is Flowing Streams. First, one thing I'll say about the title, it says, has the mark of the beast started in India? And what they're really mainly going into is the infrastructure. But the mark of the beast itself is the RFID chip implant, okay, which is going to be, is going to be implanted to people all around the globe, okay, who are going to take it and they're going to be destroyed, man, okay, pursuant to what says in the judgment written in Revelation, the 14th chapter, okay, and the ones of the Lord that are of the Lord that believe and don't take it, which are the elect of the nation of Israel. Those are the ones that are going to be saved, man. Okay. Now, in this video, I'm going to hit like a couple points and get some scriptures. So just bear with me. Just kind of organized it kind of quickly. I was thinking about it on the way back from work. So one of the first points that they make is that in 2016, the Prime Minister of India basically, he decided that he basically pushed law which made 85% of the currency in India banned. So pretty much, a cashless society, okay, which is basically going to tie into lots of things that I'm going to discuss further that they spoke about in this. But what mainly what they discuss in this video is the mark of the beast infrastructure. So what the elites are basically planning and setting up and putting out there to have that infrastructure set up for when the RFID chip implant is basically put out there on the people. Okay, now one thing about India is they've got this thing called India Stack, which is it's kind of a biometric record, with the fingerprints and so on and so forth of keeping personal information records. You can do things such as you can open bank accounts, you can do investments, all sorts of there's different information that can be kept on you, whether it's medical records or certain things. And, these are some things that they discuss in this video. Now, this mark of the beast infrastructure, okay, is being set up so what the scriptures in Revelation 13 can be fulfilled, okay, and I'm going to get that, man, talking about the mark of the beast, but I'll just speak a little bit more on this video. So one thing is, in fact, let me read the scripture first. So it says Revelation chapter 13 verse 5. Actually, I'll start from straight put on point in 16. It says, and he calls of all, and this is talking about the beast, okay, which is EU and NATO, okay. And it says, and he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Now, that's talking about the mark there. What's it talking about? It's talking about the RFID chip implant, man. And if you go further into that word, which the word is karagma, which basically goes back to something being inserted, man. Okay. If you look at the word, the root word, which is karux, let's get the karagma in the Greek, and if you go thing carved, yeah, it says stamped here. So you got to be careful with a blue letter, man. Okay. If you go into the word karux, for example, yep, it should say a pale or stake, a palisade, so something that's basically pushed in, man. Okay, when you see the people that administer the mark of the beast, it's kind of like you get like tattoo artist style, and biohacking or whatever they kind of call it, where they basically insert that straight into between the thumb and the forefinger and you can watch countless videos on them doing this, man. Okay, and the apostles and elders have been bringing out this of Great Millstone. Have been bringing out this for a long time, man, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, and that's the truth. Okay, and that's what the mark of the beast is. So I'm going to talk a bit more on the infrastructure and what they're doing in India. Now, one thing that they mentioned in this video is that pretty much India, it's got a population of of about 1.2 billion people that have been scanned, okay, into the system. Now, that is a hefty number. You know, that is a hefty amount of people that are getting ready to be taking that chip, man. Okay, they're on their way. Okay, and the ones that don't oppose it and the ones that take it, you know, they're gonna be messed up, man. Okay, but hey, even if the ones that are, you know, ultimately this truth is for what? It's for the Israelites, man. Okay, so you're gonna get heathens or whatever. What they do, you know, they do what they're gonna do, man. They're gonna take the chip and get destroyed or whatever. But this is for the Israelites. We're telling our people, the Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and anyone else that descends through their line, to not take it. Now, obviously, you're gonna get, you know, people out there in India that might look like, you know, which Elam is, you know, these so-called East Indians. You know, the nation they go back to is Elam. The man they go back to is Elam. That's their nation. Okay. Now you're gonna get people of our people that are spread among them. Okay, because that was prophecy that we're being scattered around different lands. Right, and I'll read that quickly. This is Isaiah 11:11, and it says, "And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people," remnant, they were left around, "which shall be left, see, from Assyria and from Egypt and from Paphros and from Cush and from Elam." Right, so there you go. You know, the scripture's right there, man. Okay, so yeah, obviously you're gonna get people among, you know, Israelites among those Elamites out there. Okay, and you know, if they're of the elect, then, you know, they won't check. They'll hear this truth somehow, some way. The Lord will have it where they'll hear this truth, and they'll, you know, they'll accept Yahweh Shmi Shai. You know, they'll believe. You know, Yahweh Shmi Shai will call them, and they'll believe. Let me say it like that. Okay, and have the faith, and they won't take the chip, man. Okay, and those would be what? The elect of the nation of Israel, man. That would be safe from those lands. Now, amongst the Elamites out there, there's pretty much been no opposition to this, man, to this India stack biomedical infrastructure, okay, you know, which is going to lead towards the mark of the beast, which is part of that mark of the beast infrastructure, okay, not the mark of the beast itself, but the mark of the beast infrastructure. And it says there's been no opposition, man, and that's because why? These heathens, you know, why are they going to oppose? Why would they oppose to it, man? Okay, this is what the scriptures say. This is hold on, bear with me. Right, Psalms 147 verse 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He have not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord. So the Lord is really dealing with Israel, and you know, right in this time, the elect of the nation of Israel. Those are the ones that are going to hear it and believe. So one of the things that's been pushed out there in the spirit is that what? The mark of the beast, okay, written of in Revelation 13, is the RFID chip implant, and not to take it. Okay, so these Elamites out there, they ain't gonna hear that. Okay, so they're already ready, man. They're cattle ready to be slaughtered, man. Okay, you know, one of the guys were basically one of the, you know, Christian population over there. You know, they were basically, you know, they knew certain things. They're saying that they were not even enrolled into that system, and what they were saying is that you know, it's the mark of the beast and all that. That's what they were saying, and you know, which I already spoke on. And you know, one thing that it does show is that his son was refused enrollment into one of the Bombay universities, St. Xavier's, and you know, he tried to basically go to the Supreme Court to not get enrolled, but the Supreme Court said, look, we don't take these religious matters, man, seriously, man, in the Supreme Court in India. So that shows you that, you know, hey, this is all part of the system. They want this, man. The elites want this. They've been setting this up, and India, which I was speaking about earlier, with this massive population, is basically what they was talking about in the video, right? Is they were saying that it's basically like a massive what's the word? Not example. It's a massive testing ground in a sense, man. You know, and that's what they're doing right now. So. So yeah, one thing that they mentioned is it said 1.2 billion people scanned. If not in the system, can't use services of Indian government, you become a ghost. So that means things like what? Access to food, right? Benefits, identification. You can't open a bank account. You can't do certain things like that. You can't be identified in certain things. You can't be enrolled into certain government things. Okay. And hey, that lines up right with the scriptures that we read in Revelation 13, man. The only difference being that that mark was actually going to be inserted, man. Okay. So what does that mean? That means that this is what the mark of the beast infrastructure being set up. Okay. It says, he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, man. Okay. So, like I said, this is part of the infrastructure that's being set up, and ultimately, it's gonna result in what? Mandatory chipping, man, which is what they're trying to do. Okay, they're chipping all different types of things, keeping an eye on people. They've got the RFID chip over there in China. Okay, in one article I read, where they're chipping up the cars and all that, and you know, that is only gonna last for a certain while before they're gonna have to start chipping the people, man. Okay. Linking up the cars RFIDs with RFIDs on the side of the road, the GPS systems that they've got, different cameras. Okay, they've got heavy Big Brother over there, man. And the one thing that they said initially when they were bringing this infrastructure about in India, they said, look, it's going to reduce fraud. Now, I work in the finance sector, and I know that that's one of the things that they push, man, over here in Europe. Okay, over there in England specifically. Okay. They're pushing more and more is, look, digitization, everything going digital, okay, more and more cashless, in the events of let's stop fraud. They're doing it for the business channels and the personal channels, man, to stop fraud. That's what they're coming with. Now, what they want to do is they want to basically have complete control so they can push forth this mark of the beast infrastructure so that it's prepared, so the people are prepared, and it's all prepared so they can take the chip, man. Okay. And one thing that they were talking about how the UN and all these different banks, they want to basically introduce this GUID, man. It says Global Unique Identification Number, I believe. Right? Now, the Indians are calling it the mark of the beast, which, like I said, what the mark of the beast is the chip being implanted into you. But that's part of that. It's part of that infrastructure. It's part of that system. Right? So that's what it's going to ultimately lead to, man. Like the scripture says, and he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. We've gone into that already. And just because it says right hand or in foreheads, I wouldn't, because there's another scripture where it says hands. So, basically you don't take the chip, man. I don't care if it's in your butt cheek, in your lip, wherever, you don't take the chip. Okay? Right? You don't want to take that chance. Okay? It's better to not take the chip. And it says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark. So it goes into it, man. Okay. Now, basically, man, yeah, they were basically going into the fact that, the guys that trying to enroll into this biometrics, they couldn't have access to certain things, man. And that's going to become worse and worse and worse. Like we explained, India was basically like a testing ground, like a dummy, man. Okay, before they expose us onto the whole world, man. And they've already been doing it in China, in America, in small droves. But we're coming into these prophecies being fulfilled hard and fast, man. So we're coming into a time where these things are going to be pushed all around, man.